it's spinning. I am live. So your family friend. Yes, I'm the family friend. The family friend over here on this side of Tarot Land is a little obnoxious and weird today. Forgive me in advance, you guys. I'm doing this early because my family is coming into town. They are on a train right now doing this whole long adventure from Arkansas through stuff to California, up the coast to come here to Seattle to visit with me. And it was like an impromptu, like, hey, we're taking a train trip to your location. Okay, this is what we're doing. So to manage the family so that I can spend time and not be like split between the two of you guys, I'm doing you guys first. Then gonna go pick up my parents and spending the rest of my week visiting with the family and reconnecting and all the fun stuff. So I am tonight taking your questions today. This is our full session, so we'll be throwing in your questions here in just a minute. But I do want to make sure that everybody can hear me. So it's the semi-official sound check. So let me know. Ooh, you love the lipstick, darling. Thank you. It was the wife's idea. She loves it when I doll up, and I've been lacking the doll up because I find it fun to be myself and use my lips and my hair and my stuff as enhancements, not cover-ups. So that's the theory. But go ahead and let me know if you can hear me. I want to make sure that you can hear me because I'm not really good at repeating myself. But so long as I get a yes on the I can be heard question, then we'll totally move on. And if you can't hear me, my suggestion is that you refresh because 9 times out of 10, this on my end, I'm not muted. Miss Rose can hear me. Everyone's good. So usually it's just refreshing the browser if you can't hear me. Also, I want to make a point to note that today is, what is today? Today is November 19th. It's 2019. I often get questions days later. I'm not live days later, so don't be surprised if I don't answer those questions, but I'm answering questions today, November 19th. It is 6:02 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my time here in Seattle. I'm doing this live for the next hour. I'm so glad that Miss Rose can hear me, Sarah can hear me, and Janae can hear me. Hi, Miss Lori. My dear sweet Lori, she can hear me. So I'm so glad that you guys are here and hanging out with me today, a day early from our normal schedule. I am going to go ahead and take questions, but I still have my little pre-spiel to give. So if you have questions that you'd like to have read, I'm going to just take directly from you guys today. So go ahead and throw them in on the comments. What I wanted to mention, you guys. Oh, sorry, somebody just came up to our door and it startled me. So I hope it's just the Amazon person because my window is like right here. So I'm pretty sure he can see me with all this light in. And it's, y'all, I just had a heart attack. I'm like, oh my God. Anywho, Amazon just showed up. So that's fun. Anywho, you guys, some of y'all know me, some of you don't. My name is Abby. I'm a tarot reader here in the lovely city of Seattle. I consider myself kind of a tough love reader. I tend to be rather direct, and I'm very action focused, action driven, kind of self accountability is the type that I am. So I love to take almost any question, and I say almost any question because if you start asking me about the ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend, I may just back out of that question entirely because I don't think that's any of my business and probably isn't much of anybody else's either. So we will just kind of skirt around those questions. You guys remember that we are picking these questions. Often they're random. Sometimes when it picks up, it gets really fast. And Melissa, my dear sweet voice on the side of my head, she will be picking the questions. She's picking the questions directly so I can focus here. And she's not excluding anybody. She is not trying to skip anybody. Often she's just going with what she's got and where she's at that moment. So do you want to say hello briefly? Hi. I'm pulling her over. So this is my Melissa pants. So there she is. I know you fluffed the hair. It's fine. Anywho, you guys, I'm super excited to get this show on the road. Did I miss anything that you can think of while I'm over here bopping?
No, let's do it. We got till 7. We'll do flash readings at the end.
We'll do our normal 30-45 minutes of standard readings, and then we'll do those super fast flash ones at the end to get more people in. Because I want to make sure everyone gets their reading. All right, you guys. So I want to say hellos to who's here. Let's see. I see Xavier's here. Oh my gosh, honey. I'm so glad to see you. Oh, who else do I see? Tandiwi. I don't want to butcher that name, but it looks amazing. I see that you're here. Good. Rose is here. On Miss Lori saw the wife. So yes. Okay, you guys. So I am hopping out of the comments so I don't get distracted. And Melissa's going to be picking from here on out, but I'm totally just going to dive right into the questions that you guys have and start pulling, start card slinging, as they say. Oh, you're new. You'd like to know, why am I having so many blockages in my journey? Is this journey specific to a location, or is this like just life journey? Like, why am I being roadblocked in life journey? So while I'm shuffling that, will you see if there's a clarity provided there? Okay. And I'll totally keep, oops. Let's see what cards want to pull for you, sir. Who wants to pull for you? Oh, while we're waiting for that, you know, I have my daily question. Totally forgot that. It's okay. You guys, so if you are just life, got you. Okay, so we're going to read for that in a second. You all right, so you're my superheroes, okay? So I want to know, what is your super power and your super name? So if you're a superhero, what's your superpower and your super name? Because we've already declared me, I'm Karma Wonder Brunch. I feel like I should be like the espionage, the secret spy of probably like I gotta figure out what my superpower is. What is my superpower? Babe, help me out with this.
I know your name is Wonder Brunch.
I know my name is Wonder Brunch. It seems like it's got to be something
brunch.
Food. Yes, brunch. I bring brunch to the masses, one mimosa at a time. I'm leaping breakfast restaurants in a single bound. Don't tell anybody that. You guys are gonna hate me. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, cupcake. I'm delicious. Can you be my sidekick? I need a sidekick. So Karma, Wonder Brunch, and Cupcake. To me, that sounds amazing. Kalani, oh, Susan, I'm so glad that you're here. Melissa just let me know that you're my friend Kalani's student. So it's so nice to see you here. Girl, you get to see me do what I do. I'm going to be at your class on the 26th. So you'll actually get a chance to meet me if you're in that classroom that day. So I look forward to seeing you, Miss Susan. You're the fixer. And I can fix everyone else but myself. Understood. Okay, so let's actually dive into this question. I want to get to it. So what are your blockages? What's going on there for you? What are your blockages? So let's pick 3. See what's up. What are your blockages in regards to your journey? 3. I want a 4th. Okay. What is the blockages? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the cards that I have for you, my dear, I have the 4 of Wands reversed. I love how clear that's coming up today. Along with the Moon reversed. I have King of Wands for you reversed. And then the King of Swords reversed. So the funny thing for this, and you'll have to let me know if this lands for you, because I love feedback. I love knowing how this applies, if this is on point, if it's left field, so let me know. The first thought that I had, I feel like your expectations of who you are versus how you are actually being, there's some conflict there. So you have this daydream as to the kind of man that you want to be, and you are at conflict with it. So I don't know how to describe the it's like you're almost in battle with yourself. Like if you could take yourself, put it in front of you, and like set up your dukes, you're in battle with yourself is kind of the way it feels, like the who you are versus who you want to be. And there's a disconnect and a battle going on between them. So I'm wondering if that aligns for you, but it's a perpetual. So it seems like it's almost like kind of like those stories that come down from our family as to what they want us to be, what they would like for us to be, and how those stories kind of replay in our head, because we want to be the person, or we want to be the adult that our parents raised us to be. We want to be the adult that our parents would be proud of. And I wonder if some of those stories are actually in conflict with who you are, who you're becoming, or who you'd like to be in your ideal universe if you didn't have like a societal expectation attached all the time. It's kind of the first notions that come. Let's see if it's actually blockages. because you said that you're so easy to fix other people's problems, that you're having a hard time fixing yourself. I feel like you might need a better, a mirror, essentially, not like a literal mirror, but maybe a different tool set, because what you're doing is not working at the moment. So maybe flip what you're doing on its head in regards to any self-work or self stuff or self, like the same advice that you would give to somebody else. Oh, my apologies. I saw the male picture in here, so my bad. Oh, I did that. And it's still the same things. It still applies, but so let's see. What are those blockages? What are they? See if we can spot them directly. Let's use a different set. What are those blockages? 2, 3. What are those blockages, darling? 4. Okay, so the more cards that I just pulled for you, I have the Justice reversed. There you go, if we can see that one. I also have the High Priestess. She's also reversed, along with the 5 of Pentacles and the Star. So that's a fun one. What are your legit blockages? The first thing that came to mind was your, it's kind of like your sense of balance, but balance in relation to, and that's the part that I'm still listening for, is the sense of balance in relation to, or the sense of decisiveness in relation to. So the High Priestess, I wonder about your relationship with yourself, and relationship with your heart. If you've kind of put a protective barrier, you've kind of built the bricks of between other people and yourself, between, that whole big partition between, well, it reminds me of the visual that I just had, is that little person that kind of has the wall, and they climb up the wall, up to the ledge, and then peeks over enough to talk to people and to get a pulse on the day, and to have those conversations with others, and has that portion of it. But the moment you're done having that conversation, you've hopped back down and you've kind of buried yourself in your own little tent, your own little, feels like a blanket, kind of like a kid pulling up a blanket over themselves. So I'm wondering if you're struggling a lot with your own relationship with self. So maybe some of those blockages are directly affiliated with some of, like, this heart, this, let's see, I feel like I'm where I want to be, but something's not aligning. Something's not aligning. It's more centered around my finances and your career. That's fun that your 5 of Pentacles showed up for you there. So I agree with that. Well, of course I agree with that. You said it. Let's see what your, you're stumping me a little bit, and I kind of like that. It's like, why are you giving me such a challenge? I love this. Let's see. With your career, with your finances, something's not aligning. Okay, honey, so I have an idea for you. What I would do in this kind of situation when you're like, okay, something's not right. So you don't know what it is. You can't quite pin it. You don't know what's going on. You have this thing nudging at you in the corner of your mind. Something that works for me when I'm in that situation is getting like a large sheet of paper. Doesn't even have to be like anything fancy, and like a marker, a Sharpie, whatever works, something bold. The point is, I want you to purge whatever is in your head, whatever thoughts immediately come to mind. Scribble, like full on child status, like if you can, but just write down everything and nothing all at the same time. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It can be Mary had a little lamb. I'm going to draw a circle and a triangle and a plus sign. 7 equals 11 plus 12. Orange is the new 2. I don't know, it's all whatever you want. Like, the point is, I want you to have a conversation with whatever is going on in your head and start asking yourself those questions about what is this, and listen to what shows up, and what are you smelling at that moment, and just everything that's in your head, put it down on paper and start seeing where the dots connect. I mean, you could totally do this in a journal. I think doing it on a big old sheet of paper, caveman style, seems to like just get you out of being perfect, out of being legible, out of being pretty, and just working it, just getting it out of the head and into something tactile, and it's just moving that. And sometimes even just that little bit, sometimes you get a nudge, you get a little breadcrumb of an idea that kind of leads you into a little bit of a rabbit hole, and it just starts to have that open communication between the elements of yourself so that you can actually get to the root of your own things, your own stuff. Because it could be one thing, maybe you're just not listening to yourself, or maybe it's bigger than that, it's more than that, and you actually need to have a deeper, more intimate relationship, and you're not at the moment. So start following your own breadcrumbs to start getting that going for you. And I think that will at least start the process of you figuring out and kind of because it feels like there's this big crevasse between where you are and where you think you want to be. And I think opening that line of communication with yourselves in different avenues, different areas, different methods, different purposes will start to bridge that gap. So you can either have the bridge or the stitches or the big old long, what do you call, leap across the crevasse so that you can start talking to yourself. And you just got a new devotional journal that I'm looking forward to using. I'm in your head. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit like, what? What's going on here? But I think that I'm glad that you have the journal. When it comes to that journal, don't let the blank page scare you. Like, if you need markers or stuff that's not pretty, you don't need the fancy pens. You don't need the delicate instruments to make this journal useful for you. Color outside of the lines, do whatever you want. And the whole point is getting in touch with the voice in your head, and also trust whatever you are hearing. Because so often you have experiences when you're sitting there and listening to yourself, and then you start guessing it and you start doubting it or you start questioning it. Just go in blind faith. Like, whatever happens in that book, just commit to yourself, I'm going to believe it. It can be that rabbits have 19 ears. Guess what? That is real in that book. And that's all that matters. So I think opening that and doing that kind of self-connected work would be a really, really good start for you to kind of figuring out what those roadblocks are and bridging those gaps. So thank you, darling, for like making me work. I'm flexing some muscles there. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. You guys can totally like me on Instagram and on Facebook. Y'all can follow me around on Facebook. I do a lot of, the stories. So you get to see kind of like what I'm doing on my day and what tarot related chaos is happening around me. If it's a reading, if it's prepping for this, if it's an event, if it's a booth or what have you. So totally hang out with me on Facebook and on Instagram, and I'll try my best to keep you entertained. Also, you guys, I often do little mini lives here and there. So off these key days. So you guys can totally come in and get a free reading. Like when those like go up, like, hey, in 15 minutes, I'm going live. Y'all can do that too. So yeah, totally keep in touch. But let's see, Rose. When will my baby daddy decide to be in his daughter's life? Ooh. Okay. So when it comes to those when questions, we first got to ask if. So if he is going to be in his daughter's life, and see what the yes or no response to that is. If it's a yes, then we can start doing a timeline, or maybe get some at least more clarity as to what's going on there. So let's go ahead and do your if. Your if. All right. Will he be in his daughter's life, Rose? 1, 2, 3. And when I'm doing yes or no questions, I'm looking at reversals versus upright cards. And the more of either kind of gives me the direction that I'm going to be leading into. Is this more of an affirmative? Is this more of a not so really? And that'll let me know. Okay. So what I have for you, my dear, is the Ace of Cups. I also have the High Priestess and the King of Wands reverse. So I feel like this guy is a bit of the immature sort, but I feel like she is a loved child. So I definitely am not questioning or even worrying about how much she is cared for from the other members of her family. I feel like he is a bit in his self and his ego, a little bit on his own head, to be the father figure that you need him to be, or that your daughter ultimately needs as the second parent in her DNA. The hardship with that, though, is that there's still the laundry list of responsibilities, and there's still the laundry list of feelings that are associated with that. So from right offhand, it doesn't look like this guy, at least as of right now, is able or willing or emotionally capable to be a part of your daughter's life in the way that you'd like him to be. I'd love to read more for that. Like, what can we do to support your daughter? Especially, how old is she as she's growing up? How old is this young lady? Let's see, what can we do? What can we do to support her? What can we do to support the daughter? Let's see. I'm waiting for that age. 1, 2, 3. You see anything about the little girl's age?
She's 1.
She's 1. Luckily, she's a youngin'.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that baby. Okay, so I asked the question, what can we do to support the daughter? Because I mean, I was also one of those children who didn't have the dad in the house kind of scenario. So it's like I empathize quite closely with that young lady. I have the Queen of Wands, along with the 10 of Wands reverse, the Ace of Pentacles reverse, and the 10 of Swords upright. So in this kind of situation, I feel like this is more for you than it is for her. Is that a lot of the times the drama that we have with our the fathers, the child can sense that, the child can pick up on it. Sometimes when you have this king who, well, this person, because he's not quite a king. He's my teacher calls him the baby king. Like, he's not really a king. He's just there. When they're just there and not paying attention to their responsibilities or the things that they're supposed to do, that puts you into this larger than life position for your daughter. You are now both parents for your daughter, and all of the other ancestors, the grandparents, the other people like that are there, they're more their role in her life is more pronounced than if he was there. Also, with this, I would love for you to remember that this guy's problem, this guy's lack of responsibility regarding your daughter is not your fault. So making sure that you're not carrying the burden of, I picked this guy, crap, he left us, or he's not here, I screwed up, now my daughter's going to be screwed up. Like, don't carry that weight, and forgive yourself about this relationship, because one, that's going to be one of those little scar wounds that you're going to be carrying around. So the sooner you can like get okay with like, he came, he went, let him go, the sooner you will be to creating this very rambunctious, this very larger than life, this beautiful young lady that's gonna have the like, it reminds me of my own hair, like the big hair, the big personality. She's going to be so much, not because her dad wasn't there, but in spite of him. So it's like, she's gonna be amazing outside of all of this. So just forgive yourself that this even happened, that this situation even occurred. 2 10s in the spread to me is like about completion. Like, go ahead and manage your, something to consider, as my wife would say. She's gonna be laughing at me. Something to consider is, if he steps away from the situation and from the group, the two of you, let him, and then don't do the back and forth. So if he goes, let him go and make sure he stays gone. The back and forth gets a bit emotionally chaotic for you and for Little Miss. So just like, if this feels like a done situation, let it be done and let that be it. I know a lot of people don't necessarily agree with that. Like, you should always be open. You should always be, you should always allow the person back into your life. But as a woman in that situation, I don't agree. And I feel like my life is better because I've put a partition. So that is from this perspective as a mom who also has the same scenario. But Rose, I'm glad that this makes you feel a little bit better about the situation. I know firsthand how it can be. But thank you so much for talking to me, to us, to the voices. Thank you for talking to me about all that, dearie. All right. Sarah, you just met a new guy. He seems nice. Should I give him my time? He seems to be good. He seems too good to be true. Ooh. Okay, so the new person seems too good to be true. Should we give him a go? Okay, let's see what's up. I want to do a yes or no on if we should give him a try or not, or if it's like in your best interest to give him a try. And then let's see what shows up, and then we'll read further from there. Should we give this guy a try? Sarah, should Sarah give this guy a try? I always put myself in like your shoes, like, should I give him a try? I'm like, wait, I'm married. I'm not dating your fella. All right, should Sarah, there you go, give this guy a try? Let's go yes or no. There you go, 2, 3. All right, should Sarah give this guy a try? 1, 2, 3. Too good to be true. So I have the 4 of Cups reversed along, oops, almost dropped it, with the Knight of Wands and the 6 of Swords upright. So for me, I have 2 reverse cards versus 1 upright card. So this is one of those things where it's like, I would probably be like, okay, so if he's too good to be true, where is it? Where's the, like, what is the thing, you know? And I would want to know a little bit more about what's going on, because there's this feeling of slight suspicion, and I can't tell if it's like him being reserved, quiet, and keeping the skeletons in his own closet, or if it's you being skeptical. Oh, Jesus. What's that word? She's not even participating in that conversation. You being reserved, there we go, about this particular person. But I do kind of see the knight in shining armor aspect of it. And I feel like if you do get with this person, it's not necessarily going to be a bad thing. It's just, I feel like it's going to take you along, and it'll be fine. But I feel like there's something that is not being said, you know? So I'm wondering, like, what other conversations need to be had about this conversation? Because I definitely don't want you just like, all right, I'm ghosting him and we're not talking ever again. Like, that just doesn't seem to be a complete thing. But it does make me want to ask you to, like, have more conversations, to get a little bit more in depth in your fact-finding missions about this person, who he was, what he's about, what's the family, what's going on. Find out those deeper insights so that you can make the decision on if you're going to progress or not. Because right now it seems like, okay, so too good to be true showed up, and he's still a little bit too good to be true. He's a little bit not off his rocker. I don't want to say that about anyone. But he's like, oh, it's like it lands, but it doesn't. It's good, but it's not. It's this, but it's like it has this double edge to it. So there's this thing, but it's not. Like, so there's this, I don't know, what is it, like a magic act or something about it. And then like the 6 of Swords just to me is like, you're moving on. So it's like if you look at the boat, the swords are kind of like, as my teacher says, like, she calls it, like when you're stuck in your head, you're all in your thoughts. It's your struggles. It's the things you think about persistently, and you're bringing them along with you, but you're moving on. And so there's the rough water in front of you on this side, and then the cool, still water on that side. So it just seems like, yeah, the guy's in the room, but I feel like you're probably going to be like, okay, we can go now. So if it's in your best interest, enjoy for what it is. Just let that be it. And my advice from an Abby is ask more questions. Ask more questions. All right, my dear. Thank you so much, Miss Sarah, for your question. I appreciate it. So she's picking another one for me. Let's see where we're at. Oh, yes! So the question that I asked for everyone, I still want to hear it because I have a sidekick now. My sidekick's name is Cupcake, and she is delicious. I am Karma Wonder Brunch. I'm a brunch spy. So I'm leaping restaurants and mimosas at a single bound. That is what I'm doing. I want to know, you guys, what is your superhero? What are you? Tell me your superpower, and I want to know your super name. So yes, that's what I want to hear. I'm totally going to hop into comments for a quick second because I want to see some more. Do we have any comments on the, scroll down. Oh yes, I'm totally distracted. I can't even read this. Lori, let's do that. Miss Lori, she told me purple power is her name, and you can clean and do anything in 2 minutes. That's would be amazing if you could, like, clean my whole house. Clean the whole house, not even my house. Just clean the whole house in 2 minutes. Give me the rest of the life back. That'd be amazing. How about my nails? Babe, if she could do my nails in 2 minutes, I think she would be happy because she'd have her wife back. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and pull another question. Will you be getting married? Janae wants to know if she's going to be getting married next year. Let's pull yes or no and see what's up. Miss Janae. Ooh, getting married next year. Okay, I'm going to clarify it specifically getting married. And if it's a no, then I want to know about engaged because those are two different activities and see what's up. Are you going to be getting engaged next year? And I'm thinking next year, like 2020, anytime 2020. Will you be getting married next year? Will Miss Janae be getting married? Getting married? White dress. 1, 2, 3. Okay, my dear. I have for you, I have the Tower that showed up first. I also have the 6 of Pentacles that showed up for you reversed, and the King of Swords. So for the question of being of getting married next year, the guy, so it kind of, maybe, and I don't want to say like maybe too loosely, it kind of leans like probably, but I feel like there's going to be some heavy mess with it. So I don't know if it's mess with the person or if it's mess with the family. That's kind of like the first nudge that I had is like the family is getting involved and it turns into a whole big cluster mess. And then you might like abandon ship and go do something else between the two of you. Because the Tower is usually like the rug getting pulled out from underneath you regarding getting married. So maybe you guys are postponing it, or maybe the money isn't landing quite the way that you want regarding getting married, because this card, the 6 of Pentacles, is usually about generosity when it's right side up. When it's reversed, it's sometimes about those tightened purse strings and the things that are just not like contracts that are not landing right. The like if you got a venue or something, it didn't go through, and then you had to like change the whole plan is kind of the feeling that I have around it. I have the King of Swords for you though. So I feel like that being a masculine energy with it being a king, there's some words that will be had. And it doesn't feel like you two aren't, if there's a 2, that you won't be getting married. It just feels like there's a lot of chaos around getting married. Personally, you guys got 2 cards upright. So as of right now, it looks like you very well may, but there's going to be a bit of chaos. So maybe taking some time to be flexible in your dates. You're already engaged. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Take some time to be flexible in your dates, in your planning. Would be in everyone's best interest, because when we start not bridezilla-ing, but it's more of like when you're wedding and planning. Oh gosh, when you're going wedding planning ninja is how I feel like it is when you're like super like, I'm gonna have this, it's gonna be that, I'm gonna have this person. When you start getting very firm and very exacting with your plans, those plans tend to like not want to plan out the way you want it to. So maybe it's not this location, have this other location in your backup pocket just in case. Or if there's this with the family, have a backup person so that, well, once the bridesmaid gets all ticked off, now the whole show is messed up. So guess what? You get to move out or what have you. So keep your options open, keep your plans flexible, especially with that Tower kind of wandering around for you. Stay open. We've been together 10 years. I'm so excited that you finally get to get married. So I'm glad to see that. I'm glad you guys, and I'm glad that you're engaged. So it seems like you could. It just looks like some mess, but I'm sure you'll be fine. All right, Miss Janae, thank you so much for that. Sabrina, that's an awesome way to spell it. Sabrina. Either way, what can I do to consistently maximize my sales in my business? I have never asked cards that question. Let's try it. Let's see what's up. I bet Melissa was like, here's a new one. Let's try this. She throws up questions right now just to see me squirm. I'm like, thanks, babe. That was fun. That's what she's supposed to do. Keep me on my toes. Keep me learning, because this is what we all do. All right. What can you do to consistently maximize sales in your business? Consistently maximize sales in your business. Okay. Consistently maximize sales. What can you do to consistently maximize sales in your business? What can you do? 3, 4. What can you do? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the cards that I have for you is Judgment, along with the Queen of Pentacles. I also have Strength reversed, and the Ace of Swords decided to show up for us. So for me, it's like my first thoughts is taking a look, or for you to take a look at the things in your business that are going well. What are, if you can like isolate, there you go. That's the word I'm looking for. If you can isolate the individual things or the individual aspects in your business that are going well, see if you can double down on those. So it's like, I feel like with the Judgment card, you have all the things that you want to do. You have all the ambitions, the dreams, the stuff that's going on that you really want to do. You want to conquer and take care of, but I feel like a bit of it is getting away from you, or that you're losing a bit of momentum in regards to how you're going about that. So the Queen of Pentacles showed up for me right there, but with her next to Strength, I'm feeling like you could benefit from having like additional input is what it feels like, additional information, additional, what is it? Like, I feel, well, I always go towards like having a mentor, somebody who knows more than you do to kind of help you fine-tooth comb your practice, your business, so that they can see the gaps in your knowledge, so that they can see the gaps in your business practice, or where you can maximize other elements, other areas of your business. So like if, for instance, we were looking at my own, like I have this tarot reading business. Okay, so one of the gaps, if I was asking a mentor's help, or someone, maybe they could spot that, okay, my SEO is really weak. I have no website presence at the moment, so we're working on that. Well, what about that website can I do to help maximize and put myself in a competitive edge? And so those are lots of like little questions that answer the bigger question of how you can maximize and make consistent sales. So it's a little bit more, it's bigger than what I feel like I can do to like answer this question directly. I would want to fine tooth comb your business with you. You have a vintage, we do too! I mean, Melissa, you might have to get over here and answer questions. Melissa, I know it is, you're asking tarot, but my wife is well, we do this together. We sell vintage stuff that we source locally. What is the term that you always say?
We have an e-commerce business. Find us on Vasquez Vintage.
Yeah, we have an e-commerce business. You can find us at VasquezVintage.com. And so she would probably be the best person to reach out to regarding specific business-related questions. Like, you two can have that conversation in a way that me and the tarot cards are going to be like, I'm going to be giving you like Strength card. Okay, so you're doubting yourself, honey. You got to stop. You may actually want something a little bit more practical and hands-on. Like, okay, so this is what my store looks like as of right now. How can I maximize that? What am I doing? How am I researching my business or researching my product so that my business can, like, stuff like that. So talk to this one. Ooh, type in your, oh, she's already doing it. She's already on top of it. So Sabina, you and my wife need to have a conversation, directing you over there. Melissa's going to be helping you out with that. So thank you so much for that question, you guys. Oh, I love this challenge. You guys got me flexing. Goodness. So Erica, I would love to know if I should pursue this person I'm interested in and if they are sincere. Let's see. Is it in your best interest to pursue this person? Is it in Erica's best interest to pursue said person? Oh, I hope they're handsome. What is it in their best interest? Sorry, as I'm getting all
It could be a girl.
It could be. And I call you handsome. She's like, why you judging?
It could be a girl.
Forgive me, darlings. Forgives. All right. So I have cards falling out. This magician came out for you twice just out of my deck. So he wants to come and play. He gets to stay out. Is it in your best interest to pursue the person that you're interested in? 1, 2, and 3rd. All right. Let's see what's up. Is it in your best interest All right, my dear. I have the Fool card for you upright, along with the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Wands. I feel like this situation is actually quite nice. It has a really expansive feel to it. So I feel like if you do pursue this relationship, you have this la-di-da, like this is good kind of feel to it. The Magician reverse, I feel like that's still like a little bit of self-doubt. Well, you do have the are they sincere part. I feel like this is more your baggage than theirs. Excuse me. I don't like to cough like directly in your video face. Let me not do that. But I feel like you're questioning yourself, you're doubting yourself, and it's more of the baggage that you're bringing from your past relationships into this situation. So if you have done your own little like cord cutting rituals or self-forgiveness regarding your old relationships, but basically like compartmentalize those old relationships, put them away so that you can actually devote some time, some deliberate energy to this relationship. Because with this Queen of Wands, darling, I feel like this this person or this situation can make you, it feels like make you a bigger woman. It's kind of the words that I have, but not like literally like physically bigger. So I don't want to say you're gaining weight, but it'll make you a more authentic version of yourself so that you're more of who you are, who you actually are. But you got to let go of that mess, that last stuff. Let go of the last stuff so that it's not infiltrating this relationship or this new stuff that's happening for you. At least that is how I'm reading it, my dear. I still need to cough. Let me mute this so I don't like cough all in your ears, in your headphones. Okay, I think I'm good. Thank you, though. I do have a little bit of coffee here. Ooh, maybe I'll do that. So Melissa is pulling another question for me. Victor, am I going to be reunited with my son soon? I remember a little bit of the situation that you talked to me about. So yeah, let's see if you're going to get reunited with your son soon. Is Victor going to be reunited with his son? Ooh, after this question, we should do our flash ones. We should do a flash. They're the last 15 minutes of this. What we like to do, or what I like to do, is read super fast style. So what we do is that we pull a question and I pull one card. And in that one card, I pull everything, or I tell you everything that comes to mind about it, kind of like rapid fast style. And I feel like I read better when I go faster. So to me, I'm more katana style, you know, more expert status. All right, Victor, are you going to get reunited with your son soon? Is Victor going to get reunited with his son soon? Still shuffling the spread. There we go. Victor going to get reunited with his son soon. All right, dear. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have the 8 of Cups for you upright. I also have the 9 of Pentacles upright for you, along with the 8 of Swords upright for you. So I know, and this one's kind of confirming it for me, I know that the stuff that's been going on regarding your children has been a little bit of a headache and a hardship. But with all these cards being upright, it does look like you two are going to be coming together. I feel like in addition, it's going to be a reevaluation of your relationship with your kid. So you may find that, you know, he's grown up a little bit or he's changed a little bit. So the kid that you're trying to develop a relationship with has, you know, he's not like I had an instance where it's like I was looking for the child that was 6 years old when he was older now. And it takes a moment for you to catch up. Like you have to kind of go into your own head and speed up the tape of your relationship with your child and make a new connection, a new relationship with the kid as he is right now. But so long as you guys are able to do that and you just accept everybody as it is instead of trying to manipulate the situation, then I don't see this being a problem. So I don't know as to exactly when, but soon as yes, dear sir. So I bet you have more details as to what's going on based on your own situation. Miss Tamara, will I find a new job soon? When you guys give me the soon question, it's kind of vague. If you'd like a year or 6 months, usually timelines are pretty useful. Let's see, new job. So if I assume that you don't have a job now, and we want sooner rather than later, let's say, are we going to find a new job within the next 3 months? Let's say that. That'll give me a good window to gauge in or to work in. So will Tamara, will she find a new job soon? Will she find a new job soon? Okay. 1, 2, 3. 2 cards showed up for you at the last one, so that'll be fun. Let's see what we have. Okay, so the cards that I have for you is Judgment reversed, along with the 10 of Swords upright and the Ace of Swords upright. I also have the 3 of Cups reverse, kind of came out with the Ace of Swords. So I'm kind of reading those together as a celebratory thingies. Anyway, as my words leave me. Will you find a job soon? I feel like you can. And the only reason I'm not saying yes or no with that is that I feel like there is a resource or an avenue that you haven't quite explored. And it's going to be in that shift that you'll find that open window. So if there's a resource that you haven't exploited yet, or if there's a person that you haven't reached out and told, hey, I'm looking for work, can you keep me in your mind? Or maybe you haven't like completely left the baggage of the old job. So there's an avenue that still is left, like a rock that still needs to be left unturned. There's still that one more thing, but within the next 3 months, it seems like that's something that's going to show up for you, especially since we got a 3 of Cups. So that's all. We look at it this way. It's all celebratory. It's a happy one, even when it's reversed. It's just like a more muted version of its celebratory self. But with the Ace of Swords, I feel like you're getting there. You're getting there, hun. So I don't see why you can't get that job when you're looking for it. So keep me in the loop, though. I want to know when that job shows up so that you can totally like let me know how it turns out. Did you guys know that I'm doing gift certificates for tarot reading services? It's like the gift that no one has, because you have that person that you can't shop for because they have everything. They don't have an Abby. They don't have an Abby. No. So you guys can totally purchase a gift certificate for anything that you choose as of my service lineup. So as you know, or you should know, I do email readings via PDF. I do chat readings via Facebook Messenger, and I do video readings via Skype. And each of those readings are set up in 30-minute or 60-minute increments. The emailed readings are themed based. So I have an Etsy page that has all my email readings, and you can purchase those directly there, or a gift certificate to say like, hey, you're doing this. I am gifting you that, dear sweet sister who likes some, so you have all that ability. Once you've purchased the gift certificate, I will personalize it to the person that you want to gift it to, and it will include a printout that has the information on me, includes what the reading is about, and the gift certificate will be in the PDF as well with their name and their service and how they can reach out to me to schedule the time. So you guys can totally pick that up. There's also on Etsy, but you can also purchase those directly on Facebook as well. So they're pretty easy to find. Alrighty, so you guys, we got almost the 15 minutes. I want to do 1 card flash style readings, darling. Those are so much fun to me. I want to pull out a different set of cards while Melissa's lining up that first question. Or did I put it away already? Oh, no, I didn't. Good. I'm going to use my Naked Heart Tarot. Let's see. These like to be used for flash. So what this means, if you haven't been here for this before, you're asking me your question just like normal. Hopefully these are questions that I can answer in about 1 card. If you're asking me like, what's the purpose of my life? I may not be able to get that in 1 card, but most questions I can usually get in there, and I will totally let give you the best I can, and we will move on. So it's going to be 1 card. My pace is going to be fast. I'm going to be speaking pretty quickly. If you have any questions, throw them into the hat. Melissa's going to be pulling them. Will I find love in 2020? All right, Miss Beverly, will you find love in 2020? 3 of Swords reverse. I feel like you could, but there's something that some self-limiting belief regarding your ability to find love or what you feel like you are deserving of. I feel like you still have a little bit more work to do in taking care of your heart and taking care of the baggage from yesteryear is kind of what showed up just then. So that whole past tense, the past stuff, you can. I don't think 2020 is going to be that winning year for finding love and romance for you. And that is okay because it gives you more time to get amazing, get a little bit extra, so that when that love shows up, you are the best version of your authentic self for that person. So that is that card for you, my dear. Thank you, Miss Beverly. Let's go pick another. Christina Alvarez. Will Ivan and I be engaged in 2020? All right, let's pull one card. What is this one? I don't even know what it is. This is the Wheel of Fortune. I think you very well could. I want you to be sure not to stress the issue, though, because sometimes when the Wheel of Fortune comes up, it's like those cycles and it's those habits. So it's whatever you've been doing. Stop that. Stop that. Just lay off the topic and he will surprise you in a way that you won't even be ready for. It'll be like, why are we going to this thing? You'll be all bitter and cynical. Your makeup is smearing. And then he pops a question and your pictures look horrible. But you will be so damn happy. So love on it. I think as of right now, it's a big possibility for you, my dear. All right, Miss Felicia, Rasta girl. I would love to know the money I'm waiting for. Will come soon. Soon. The money that I'm waiting for will come soon. I want to put a timeline on it, so I know like soon as in when, like next week, tomorrow. Let's do 2 weeks. 2 weeks. No, let's do a little bit more. No, 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks. Let's do 2 weeks. What is this? Look at that. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so this card is all about funny money, finances, ancestry, family, that kind of situation. So if life insurance policies, like stuff like that, it feels like that's what's happening. And I think 2 weeks could be a pretty good timeline for you. I have methods on finding like more exacting numbers. You can totally reach out at that point in time if that's something you're interested in digging into. But 2 weeks sounds kind of good. So just to show you that guy again, all them pentacles, darling. That's always yum yum. Yum yum. All right, Randy. Should I continue to try to get back in a relationship with my ex? Okay, let's see. Let's pull a card. Should you continue to try to get back in a relationship with my ex? What is this? What is this card? What is that? That is the Six of Cups. This is a mixed bag for me because I almost have this feeling attached to this or attached to your question that it's almost Okay, so let me explain. Cups are all about emotions, right? I love that there's so many cups, so much emotion, so much feels, so many feelings in regards to it. That unicorn, though, is a mythical creature. So often that's like emotions that aren't necessarily accurate or true. And it's like it's on that precipice of like, okay, you can learn a little bit more about them now. They're a little bit more tangible and we can have a grown-up relationship now kind of thing. It's kind of how I feel about it. Because this feels like a little girl is what it feels like a little girl's fantasy unicorn and all those cups, all those emotions. So let's see if we can answer the question directly. Should you continue to try to get into the relationship with your ex? I would say only if it feels good to do so. And when it stops being okay, when it stops bringing you joy to have these conversations and to work on getting back connected, when it stops, and when it looks like you're beating your head up against a brick wall, that's a good time to stop. She's laughing. And that would be the time in which to stop. But as of right now, if it suits you, do what you want. Do what you want. So right now, I'm not seeing a yes or a no to it. So it's like, just as long as it suits you, do what you want. All right, Nadia, should I leave my job in 2020 or stay longer? Let's see what shows up. One card, should Nadia stay? We'll just do for the stay in job. Oh, you're very welcome, Randy. Thank you. Should Nadia stay in her job for 2020? What should she do? Spirit of Swords. Knight of Swords. I feel like you're overthinking what is happening and what is going on in your job. I do think that staying, feels good. So like when it says leaving the job in 2020, I'm getting kind of like, but staying to go a little bit longer feels like it's going to then open into something a little bit more right up your alley. So give it the opportunity to actually perform the way you want it to and to open up the way that you had hoped. I feel like you're still learning and growing with this situation. So it's not quite roadblocked for you the way that you think it may be. So we're going to keep that with you. Look at that cat face. Oh, so cute. Anyway, so yeah, that's for you, Miss Nadia. Let's keep going while we still have time. I get to go see my parents soon. Will me and Mike be together? You and Mike be together. 6 of Pentacles reversed. You guys have a habit of doing things over and over again. So what I'm feeling is that you may, but I think it's going to be a ritual or a cycle of getting together, breaking up, getting together, breaking up, getting together, breaking up. So I don't know if you necessarily want to is also the other question. I think you believe you want to right now. Abby wonders if that's necessarily in your best interest to continue to put yourself through those kind of situations that just happen over and over again. But ultimately, these are always your decisions. These are always your processes. This is your journey. These are your paths. You always make the final decision as to how you want to go and what you're going to do about that. So, my darling, I think it's a could be, but I think you're going to end up falling out again is the answer to that question. Thank you, Nadia. What'd you say? Oh, you're very welcome, Miss Nadia. I think it's Ariana, Danielle. Will I book a contract for my book? Ooh, I hope so. Let's see. Will she book a contract for her book? So this is the Prince of Pentacles. I feel like you need to have extra patience with this and also allow yourself to think outside of the box in regards to getting that contract. So if publishing is the goal, then be willing to think differently about traditional manners in which you could be published. So if something interesting or a new idea shows up, definitely follow that down the rabbit hole. So I don't know if it's necessarily like a contract specific. I feel like you can get booked though, or you can get published, like get the book out there, get it into hands, get people to enjoy it. That I feel like is happening. The manner in which it happens, I don't think is going to happen the way you had expected. So definitely, but with some differences. All right, Jeff, will your finances get any better? Will Jeff's finances get better? What is this one? This is the Ace of Cups. I feel like they can. They're not at the moment. And I feel like, what are we missing? What are we missing about your finances? What are you missing? I feel like there's a hemorrhage in your finances somewhere. I want to know what it is, but that's your business, my dear. I think they are not going to get better right now. You got to figure out where that hole is, where that money is leaching out of, and plug that hole. Is legit kind of the feeling. Like it feels like a boat. You're sailing along the merry way, and there's a hole in the boat. You need to figure out where that hole is, patch that hole before things get better, and then start like scooping the water out so you don't actually sink. So once you figure out where that is, I think you could get better. You could get better. Just if you do exactly what you're doing right now, then it's going to be a no. So yeah, shift that up a bit, babe. Shift that up. 2 minutes. 2 minutes! Get your questions. Demetria, is my Aquarius coming back into my life? Well, this Aquarius just showed up for you, so that's a yes already. All right, Demetria, is your Aquarius coming back? Is your Aquarius coming back? What is this one? This is the Heart of Pentacles. Okay, so when it comes to this Aquarius, I think they very well may come back, but only if they pretend and think it's their idea. So you're going to have to just make the room available. Like, don't even tell them that is what you're doing, but just make the space available so that if they show up, it's just like, oh, you're there? Okay, that's great. You can hang out. Kind of that whole little thing. But it does seem like very likely that person's going to show back up around for you. All right, Miss Demetria, thank you so much for that. All right, Laura. Hi, Laura. You and I have had some conversations. Am I ever going to find my love? Of course you are. My shuffling got disheveled. Sometimes I find that the questions that I read for, like as I'm shuffling for them, the energy of it turns into like what the cards are doing. So it's like, oh, I'm all out of sorts. Well, the cards just fell on the floor, so I felt that. So it turns into a funny thing sometimes when I start shuffling. All right, where are you ever going to find your love? What is this? This is the Star. Laura, so to me, this reads for you that you will win. So it's a yes always, because you totally can, but you will when you remember that you are the center of your own universe. I feel like you've lost a bit of that touch, and you have put a lot of your sense of happiness on the shoulders of other people. When you take that off of them, take that out of their sense of responsibility, bring that back to your own accountability, you will start to be able to attract people who are a little bit more functional and better suited for you. So the star, literally make yourself your own North Star, honey. Miss Laura. That's what I say. But yes, absolutely, you can. Just shifting things around a bit, you guys. All right, it is 7. I am clocking out. I am clocking out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. You totally can see me here every week, usually on Wednesdays. Today we did Tuesday because my parents are coming in from Arkansas to visit with me. So I'm spending time with them. But normally it's Wednesdays. It's 6 p.m. Not 6 p.m. 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch me then. We'll do lives again. We'll do this more often. Yes, you can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. You can hang out with me, chat about processes, ask, well, you can't get free readings without like this kind of situation. But you guys, I love, 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 love. Yep, you can totally schedule your own video or chat reading on Facebook. So you have tons of ways in which you can get in touch with me. So I'm everywhere, honeys. You guys have fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as I flex all these muscles that I didn't know I had. You guys take care. Bye. Let's actually, there you go.